episode 93. We're on our way to episode 100. Thank you for being here. It is December, I believe, 13th. Wait a minute. If the 16th is Saturday, that means, December 14th, 2023, episode 93, Corner Store Podcast. Thank you for being here. Look, I'm going to start the show with something pretty hilarious today. Normally, I would start with a little music or something like that, but I want to give a shout out to comedian Roy Wood and some of the people that work with him. And I'm going to play a prank call that he did on someone, which will start the show. Shout out to Roy Wood.
How many kids stay with you?
None of your goddamn business. How many stay with you?
Ma'am, I have to ask these questions. We've been getting a lot of complaints about there being too many kids, because they said it's about 17 of them.
It is bill under the 17. I've been in your mammy house, in your mammy house, and when she died, her mammy house, motherfucker.
Well, ma'am, you have to the end of the day to get them kids out your house. So
you have to the end of the day kiss my ass, you drive around that ass bitch. You old church my motherfucker. You don't call my goddamn house after how many goddamn kids in my goddamn motherfucker.
Ma'am,
motherfucker.
Can you calm down for a second?
Calm your mammy down.
Darlene.
Darlene.
Listen, ho, I said calm down.
Tell your mammy come down. You cock-biting ass bitch. You want some money clean out the mouth, motherfucker?
I need you to get the kids out the house.
I need you to kiss my ass. I'm finna bend over now.
Ma'am, because you are speaking so vulgar towards me and I am highly offended, I have to transfer you to my manager.
Don't do a goddamn myself, man.
I'm transferring you right now.
Lay down, bitch. You fucking motherfucker. You know what? You need to lay down and die, motherfucker. That's what you need to goddamn do.
Hey, good morning.
Who are you, motherfucker?
I'm the supervisor.
Go to hell.
Well, baby, I don't know what the deal is. You got all them kids in the house and you ain't got no permit. Now, Darlene, I ain't cussed you. Darlene, I ain't cussed you. I ain't said nothing to you.
Fuck you. I bet you bad, Bill. You gonna show me how to be bad, Bill.
Now, bitch, I'm from West End. Now, don't make me pull the West End out. You're gonna make me go to the trunk and get the chopper.
Get a chopper. I got one of the damn heavy motherfucking shotgun. Come on, you there. I got a right asshole. Come on, son, bitch. I got a shotgun. Don't put your head by head. They got that goddamn dog.
I call my shit TD Jakes because it brings you closer to Jesus.
You know what? You need to lay down and die, motherfucker. Y'all don't crack. Y'all don't leave that crack alone. Because you motherfucker with Dr. D. I'll put y'all in the mortuary. Put that man back on the goddamn phone.
No, it's a prank phone call.
Don't put him on the phone.
It's a prank.
Darlene.
It's a joke.
Darlene, this is the Roy Wood Jr. show in Birmingham. This is me in New York over here messing with you. Your son told us to prank call you.
I don't care that bastard. Oh my God.
Hey, this buddy.
I had to start the show off with that. Shout out to Roy Wood, man. Prank call this morning. That was hilarious. I had to do it. I heard it. It was too funny. Thank y'all for being here, Corner Store Podcast. Yo, I had to start the show on that on that funny note because there's a somber news out there in the world. Actor who I hold in real high regard. This gentleman is a superb actor. He is one of not just America or Black America. He's a Black gentleman. He's a fine actor, no matter what color he is. He happened to be a Black gentleman. Andre Braugher passed away the other day at the age of 61. I don't have the reason for his passing, but it was an unknown illness that hasn't been released yet. But Andre Braugher died at 61 years old. I think it has me thinking a whole lot about my mortality, being 57, and this man was in pretty good physical condition, and from what I could tell, but obviously not if he passed. But you never know; things could just stop on you one day. Your heart could just be like, "I'm good," and just you out of here. But a superb actor. Some of his acting credits was Homicide: Life on the Street, set in Baltimore. Same producers who produced The Wire. Also, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, comedy with Andy Samberg from SNL fame. Very funny show. One of my favorite shows. Is not on the air anymore, but it was hilarious. He voiced over a lot of animated movies from Batman, Superman, and Supergirl. He would play Darkseid. He did a lot of things, but his claim to fame for me was his first role, first major motion picture role, which was Glory, where he played a educated soldier or educated black that was trying to join the North Side Army in the Civil War, fighting for the freedom and emancipation of African Americans or black people in this country. But it was a great movie. That's all I can say. I don't really know how to articulate it other than the man passed away, and he's somebody that I believe was not only an American treasure as a person, but he's an American treasure definitely as an artist. Andre Brower, gone at 61 years old, man. Rest in power, Mr. Brower. And that leads me to also, having seen that he passed away, I got to thinking about how many people, how many actors, great actors, important people we lost in 2023. It usually comes, they always talk about how they die in threes. It seems like they're dying in droves. And I jotted down a few names of some of the people that have passed this year, 2023. I mentioned Andre Brower, Tom Sizemore. For those who don't know who Tom Sizemore is, he's a white, obviously a white actor, but he's in a lot of films, from Pearl Harbor to Devil in a Blue Dress with Denzel Washington. I mean, he's a great character actor. He's had a few lead roles, but they were pretty much, when he was playing the lead, they were obviously not the biggest budget films, but he's been in a lot of big budget films as a character actor, pivotal actor. One of the films that I really loved that he was in, where he played a convict in the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. It's an all-star cast in that film. Not Over the Top. Over the Top was a arm wrestling movie that Sylvester Stallone did, a Lockup or something to that. I think it was a Lockup, if I remember correctly. A lot of people don't remember that movie, but there were so many stars in that film. Tom Sizemore, Kiefer Sutherland's Donald Sutherland was in that as the warden. John Amos from Good Times played the head of the guards in that film. But Tom Sizemore was in that film. He also passed away this year, 2023. Jim Brown, Cleveland Browns great. Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer, also extraordinarily gifted actor. Once he got to the point where he was acting full time, Jim Brown turned out to be a pretty amazing actor. He was film credits, The Dirty Dozen, 3 The Hard Way. He did a John Peckinpah film. I can't think of the name of it. Well, that was with Raquel Welch. He's done a lot of movies. He's done a lot of films. Shout out to Jim Brown. And also was very, very influential in trying to stop the gang violence in Los Angeles. So that dude, I got a lot of respect for Jim Brown. And there's a funny story about Jim Brown on the set of the movie Any Given Sunday that, what is the comedian's name? I can't think of his, God damn it. I see his face, but I can't think of his name. He has his own podcast. He played a wide receiver in the movie, the brother I'm thinking of. He was told a story about Jim Brown. Just funny as hell. But anyway, we lost this actor who I'm about to mention right now. I actually got a chance to meet him just in passing at a store, a clothing. No. Actually, it was Staples in West Los Angeles. Actor Lance Reddick. For those who don't know that name, he's a black actor who was also on The Wire. He played the lieutenant on The Wire, bald-head gentleman. He also, if you don't know who I'm talking about from that, you've seen the film John Wick. I'm sure you've seen all the John Wick films where he plays the hotel desk clerk at the Continental Hotel, the black guy at the Continental Hotel who ended up being pretty good with a gun in John Wick 3, if I remember. I think it was John Wick 3, where he went and him and John Wick shot up all the guys coming into the hotel. Anyway, Lance Reddick passed away also this year, another guy who was in great shape and died. So it's pretty wild. Also, Tina Turner passed away in 2023. Everybody know who Tina is. If you don't know, you must have been living under a rock, or you just plain old don't like music or whatever. If you don't know Tina Turner's name at this point, I don't care who you are. Also, iconic singer, entertainer, actor, philanthropist. What's the word I'm looking for? Like when they're a religious leader. Not really a religious leader. I'm sorry. A race leader. You know, someone who was looking for equality for Black people. Harry Belafonte passed away this year, and I forgot that. I think he passed away early 2023. So yeah, a lot of stars, and there was a bunch more people on the list that I could have mentioned that I didn't, for the simple fact that I just could be going on for days about some of these actors. People would know right off. Some of these people you'd have to see their face, so I didn't write them out. Write them down. Most of these people I wrote down are pretty influential, and you kind of know who they are, but all these people have passed away this year in 2023, and it's pretty wild. So with that said, we'll move on. The next story I want to talk about is pretty incredible for the simple fact that the U.S. government has this much time on its hands to worry about bullshit versus trying to help its people. You got people that are homeless on the street. The federal government's blaming each individual state. There is a huge disconnect between the state and federal level arms of the government. Funding has still steadily flowed to certain states that needed it, but it's not being utilized the best way it could be. I believe Joe Biden, to me, is getting more and more senile by the day. The Republican Party is getting more dirty and scumbaggy by the day. And it's just a complete and utter mess. Our government is in shambles. And now the Republican side of the government is trying to impeach Joe Biden. I know why they're trying to impeach him. It's just to hurt the Democratic Party and just to hurt. They're doing all these things against the American people. Then it's not for anybody in America to do what you guys are trying to do. And for what I understand and what I read today, it's going to cost $20 million to try to impeach Joe Biden for nothing. They've been trying to find evidence to impeach him for a year and haven't found anything, but they're still going to go ahead with the impeachment process and trying to vote him out of office. This country has lost its fucking mind. In the last 25, 30 years, there's been this back and forth battle between the government, in the government, between these two parties, the two choices that we only have as American citizens, to choose leaders to do our bidding and to make this country go. And they're fucking acting like 5-year-olds fighting over a toy, their favorite toy at preschool. These are the people we've chosen. I ain't choosing. These are the people that you guys have chosen to lead this country. And I did vote for Biden. I voted for Biden to get back in the office because I was thinking he was the lesser of two evils. And in retrospect, I still stand by that, even though he's a complete and utter failure as a president because of his age. I believe if he was younger, he'd probably be more of a dick, because when he was younger, all the videos I've seen was talking against helping Black people or helping the minorities and calling them thugs. That's all the shit I've seen. You can look it up yourself. Joe Biden was a real asshole when he was young. He used to vote against the interests of poor people all the time and talk a lot of shit about us. But now, I guess as he's gotten older and being vice president, VP to Barack Obama, he had to change his rhetoric to fit the narrative. And that's what they all do. So from the bottom to the top, it's a bunch of scumbags up there in the United States government. We know it. They know it. They're all grifters. They're all trying to get whatever they can before their time is up. Most of these long 7,000-year term senators and congressmen, they know they can sit on their ass, and all they got to do, the only job they have to do is keep doing campaigns and a bunch of speeches to keep getting reelected as a senator or congressman, to sit on their hands and collect checks. They're no different than drug dealers. They're no different than uh, uh, any criminal that's out there. But they wear suits. They wear these little American pins and their little flags pins, and they call it, political moves and shit like that. When it's all a bunch of garbage. Films and television show you exactly who these people are in the films. A perfect example is Ned Beatty, an actor who played a congressman in the film Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. That dude was a congressman. He even said at the end of the movie, when Mark Wahlberg was going to kill him, he says, "You can't kill me. I'm a United States congressman." And Mark Wahlberg said, "Exactly," and shot his ass. Now, what the symbolism or symbolisticness of that scene was to say, I'm gonna shoot you in the face because you ain't nothing but a fucking crook. Is that cool? I didn't do the movie. A white person could create that film and shoot a senator dead in the face, and it's a white guy shooting another white guy, and that white guy would be revered as a hero. You let a black person shoot that senator in the face, it's war. And that's exactly a film that's coming up. It's about the Civil War in America that's coming out. If you haven't seen the trailer, just go to Google, go to your phone, your computer, and just Google new Civil War movie trailer. Just do that. It's going to pop up and you're going to see it. And I don't know the name of this film. All I know is I've seen the trailer for it. And the way things are going, it seems like that actually could become a reality, not for the simple fact that people are a bunch of racists, which they are, a lot of them are. And I'm talking about black people too. And I believe the only stance I can say on blacks not liking whites is we got a whole lot of reasons why we should not like you. But we're compassionate, loving people. With all the shit that has been done to black people in the United States, to me, it's surprising that we haven't revolted. We've just tried to get along and try to carve an existence in this place. Even through all that, knowing people hate you everywhere you turn. I can see it sometimes even when I'm in the store. I'm just a regular old big dude just chilling, trying to buy his food. And you might just be passing by a white person and you could feel the heat from their hatred. They ain't necessarily got to say nothing to you and anything. And I'm telling you, it's just sad that we live in a world where people feel that way about you just because of the way you look and you got a better tan than they do. That shit crazy. Now, a lot of people probably don't watch my pod because I take such serious notes. But half of the time, I'm making jokes about the shit as we go along. Sometimes I'll be angry on here. Sometimes I don't. But it is what it is with regards to that. All I can do is tell you the truth and give you the facts the way I see them, as well as try to make it funny sometimes. But sometimes these subjects and the stuff I talk about, there's no levity behind it. So you got to be serious. That's what Corner Store Podcast is all about. Now, I've talked to you about the nomenclature of what this podcast is about. Well, the biggest thing is the fact that we tell the truth. And that's most of the time. When I was growing up in LA, you saw some cats out there with the brown bags in front of the store. They be talking about everything from how things was when they grew up, how things are today, politics, films, TV shows. I remember this, That's where the Corner Store Podcast, the symbolism of my show comes from. It comes from that stance. So that's the reason why I talk the way I do. I talk like, and especially if I have a guest, even we talk about their music, I talk to them like as I would if I was talking to them in front of the store, if we was just chilling outside. That's where I get that from. So when it comes to politics and hearing about the Republican Party trying to impeach Joe Biden for absolutely nothing other than the fact that he's a slow old man that shouldn't be trying to run again and wasting taxpayers' hard-earned money and not being able to vote on fucking what do they call a bill? The balance the budget bill, and people are about to shut down the government type shit. To me, that pisses me off. And it should piss you off. It should piss off the people who making a lot of money who do pay. Because see, there's people that are just below being a millionaire that's getting killed. You know, their taxes are getting murdered. Like you had this nurse on fucking TikTok or whatever it was crying because her husband makes 120,000. She makes about 110 or some shit like that. They combined is like $250,000, $250,000 a year between the both of them. And she's crying about how they can't afford anything. Well, if you're making that amount of money and today things are high as fuck, you probably got kids and you probably created a whole lot of bills that you definitely necessarily didn't need. For a family of two with that kind of money, let's just say that those two people don't have any children and they're just two people. You know, she's in her 30s, he's in his early 30s, and they have a home that I'm sure if they have a home, I'm sure they probably overpay for it. Let's be real. Most people, if they're making a certain amount, it seems like if you get a job and you didn't have a job, say you were making $10 an hour on your previous job. I know that's a chicken feed, but by Jesus Christ's blessings, you end up with a $25 an hour job. That's a huge jump. That's $15 more an hour you were making. Okay, you get that money. 9 times out of 10, you're going to buy some shit that you didn't have before. You're going to probably get a car that you probably didn't necessarily need to buy. And what I mean by that is you'll know that you're making more, so you'll think you'll be able to spend more. And that's the reason why people get in a hole. Because you'll start doing better. I can guarantee you most people that win the lottery, when they win $10 million, and they wait till, you know, they take the tax out and you get that final 7.4 or whatever the fuck it is once you pay the taxes and whatever else. And, you know, and you get that final check. The first thing they're thinking about is 3 things: a new home, a new car, and taking a trip. I can guarantee it. That is what they're probably thinking about. That's my opinion. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, people, that's what people are going to be doing. They're going to be thinking about it like that. And you know what else they're going to do? They're not going to even think about buying some income property. They're not going to think about investing some of that money into you know, they have these venture capitalists that just take people money that are invested and put it in all these different ventures, from, you know, 20 Popeyes opening up, or, you know, opening up 17 Starbucks or something. See, that's what a lot of these athletes, as they get older in their lives and not worrying about money and jewels and kicking it, that's where they start to invest. Kobe Bryant, before he died and before he retired as a Laker, he took $25 million and put it in a venture capital investment, which ended up giving him several $millions. Now, he already got millions to sit back and chill on. So that 25 was investment money. That man was never going to be poor. Vanessa Bryant will never be poor. Vanessa Bryant will never be poor. Those girls, the ones that are still there, will never be poor, because those investments will always be paying them for the rest of their life. And that's a fact. That is a fact. I gotta turn this back on 1 second. There you go.
Bluetooth pairing. Speakers pair.
Now,
Right channel 2 connected.
the truth of the matter is, basically what I was talking about when it comes to this impeachment, is that the American government is not working for us. They're working for other countries. Their interests lie outside of the United States. They don't even really trip off of their citizens. When Biden signed recently another $20 million package for Ukraine, that should tell you everything you need to know about America and what they really feel about you here. You gotta go out there and get it some kind of way. Come up with a product or something. You got it. It's all about money here, man. If you don't fit that dynamic, even if it's all about you working on a job, get to the best and top position in said job and make as much as you possibly can. Because that's the only way you're going to live decently in this country. You got to make money. And they make a prerequisite on that being the thing. So you got to get with that or you just going to fall to the wayside. That's what I'm on. It's not the love of money, it's the necessity of it. Because when you love money, that's just sick. Everybody knows the value of $1. Some people don't realize the value. That's the reason why they don't have money all the time. But, you got to kind of save it. You definitely got to invest it. Ain't no kinda. You got to save it. You got to invest it. I learned a lot of this shit late in life. And you got to have capital to be able to create more capital. It's just fact. And ultimately, what I'm just basically saying is you can't worry about anybody other than yourself and hopefully people that you rock with. Don't be around nobody that's talking about, what they ain't going to be able to do and all this other shit. You got to be around people that's trying to get it. If you want to have a millionaire's life, you got to be around people that's got millionaire attitude and a millionaire gust and zest to get that bread. And the bread itself is inanimate. It's what you do with the money. So loving the fact that you hustle to get your money is not evil. You ain't trying to be evil or no shit like that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get that paper because you know what it's going to do for you and your family. It's just that simple. So don't trip off this government. This government could give a fuck about you. And that's the reason why I mentioned them trying to impeach Joe Biden. For what? I have no fucking clue. Next year is the motherfucking the election. They're wasting our time. They're wasting our money. Period. Last thing we're going to talk about on the KSP today is the sports and my man, Draymond Green. Whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you, Draymond? You see, I'm rocking the LA Clippers. I want to see that team before I leave this earth. I want to see that team win a championship. They ain't got to win 17 like the Lakers. People ain't even got to respect them when they win. All I want them to do is win. I wish they would have went back to San Diego to be told, as well as the Chargers, because I think they got enough people down there to support these teams. They do. But you got to put a winner out there for motherfuckers to want to come. But since they didn't stay there and they're now here in LA, Clippers got their own Intuit Arena coming up soon out in Inglewood. Beautiful $1 billion joint. Y'all need to win. Getting back to the point at hand, Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely. And indefinite means an indefinite amount of time. He has been suspended indefinitely and cannot play until they rule him sane enough to play. That's what it's come down to. They're trying to find your sanity. They're trying to see your sanity, my bro. Your sanity is being questioned, my guy. You know what? You gave him every fucking reason. You gave him every reason to question your sanity, my bro. You did. I'm just keeping it a band with you. You gave him every reason to question that you might not all be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad thing to me about you. Great as a player as you are, I saw you at Michigan State. You was a rough tumbler at Michigan State. You didn't do all the shit you're doing now. I think the freedom of being on the NBA versus having coach, I forget coach at Michigan State's name. I forget his name. He probably had you really locked in. You didn't want to lose out there. There's probably some stories about you fighting on the campus, almost losing your scholarship that we don't know about, because you got some mental issues, Draymond. People can tell, man, the way you talk. Very smart, articulate brother. But you just got, I think you're from Flint, if I'm not mistaken, in Michigan. And I know some people live in Flint, and them niggas in the suburb parts of Flint. I know there's some hood, some projects and shit. And I just feel like growing up in Michigan and having lived the way you lived, and I saw a commercial with you and your mom I think it was about some medication or something. And y'all was out playing basketball or something on the little commercial. And I could see it in your mom's face. She one of them chicks back in the hood. She'll beat a nigga ass, all that. Go out there and whoop that nigga ass if he bother you. I could just see the hood in you. But sometimes you got to turn that light switch off, bro. I know you're on the court. Do you want to fucking fight or do you want to play basketball? Let's just keep it a band. Stepping on niggas, kicking niggas in the nuts. Just retarded shit. Rodman didn't even go that far. And this nigga went and put a dress on after he played a game one day and married his goddamn self. So what's your fucking problem? What's your anger issues all about? If you want to just fight, nigga, go to the UFC, just like somebody said. For real. Let's just keep it real. Stop wasting everybody's time and wasting the Golden State Warriors' time by doing the shit you're doing. Now your ass sitting down somewhere. They forcing you to sit down like they put you on timeout, which they did. Your grown-ass man just got put on timeout. And they going to hand you some Ritalin and tell you to chill the fuck out. And if you don't chill out, they're going to put your ass out this league. And that's my 2 cents on that. Draymond, you ain't a bad dude. But I knew you was off when I saw that Comedy All-Star show when Omar Epps was not Omar Epps, Mike Epps, the comedian Mike Epps, Omar Epps. When Mike Epps was on stage and he was talking about, the Golden State Warriors, and he mentioned your name, and then they put the camera on you, and you was like this. Wasn't laughing or nothing. That's your smile when he had you dying. He was like, go look at it. Y'all find that video. Not saying that that's nuts or nothing, but that is strange, bro. You got this donkey mule monster face look, and there's something behind that face that's just, I don't know. Did somebody beat you up when you was a baby or something? I don't know. Just chill out, bro. I don't know. I don't want to be negative and talk about you because I think you're a cool dude. I met Kenyon Martin here recently. I can put that on my YouTube so you can see that picture. He was right down the block from the crib. I was getting some gas. I was like, oh, what's up, Kenyon, man? Chopped it up with like a regular human. Don't come over there talking that weirdo shit. Get a quick photo, slide. That nigga used to be crazy in the league too, getting texts. Rasheed Wallace type shit, all that. Beat a nigga ass. He ain't get suspended indefinitely, Draymond. Kenyon had a couple instances, some fines. Told referees he's going to beat their ass. He just like you. But he ain't nuts. He ain't getting sat down and given medication and told to go see psychiatric help. Something ain't right about that. And you playing in the softest age of basketball. Just go out there and bump a few niggas. That's all you got to do. They soft. You ain't got to be sock turned spinning and karate chopping niggas in the throat and shit. You need to sit down somewhere and think about your future, boy. And I'm going to give you the same thing that a lot of times people give people when they fuck up. I'm going to give you some laughter. And the laughter I'm going to share is, remember Menace to Society when old boy fucked up? You know you're fucked up, right? No, you're fucked up. Hey, this is your boy. That's my time. It's been a Corner Store Podcast, episode 93, 94 coming up. Hey, look. Today, I might have a new artist music review show at 1 o'clock. That may be jumping off today. It is scheduled for 1 today. And I hope you come and go up with me because that's going to be good. I'm going to include some of my music on there. OMD-300, Jay the Bull, Max Vision, KT Hustle, Compton's Finest, and a bunch of other artists today. Possibilities is endless. It's your boy OMD. I might do it. Let me know if y'all want to hear that or see that show today. This is Corner Store Podcast, OMD DexterDavis. I'll holler at y'all. I'm going to yeah. This shit is Call me my name. I'm trying to maintain. I'm rolling Cadillacs on the strip. I'm rolling with some gangsters, don't trip. Yeah. All we trying to do